Dear people, an education of tomorrow. It has been said by many wise persons that experience is the best teacher. Many of us, after years of this modern education, are often looking for the honesty in life. Experience is slowly bringing younger people into the realization of the inadequacies of prevailing policies. This realization cannot lead to a revolution of anger and violence, but a revolution in which each individual comes to the realization that the only way of change is to change themselves. The only way that we can get over this successfully is that each individual will take over the education of their own lives. It seems to be very little effort in the form of education to prepare young people for the mystery of living. They may be able to take a job in our time, but still struggle through life, no matter the status of that person, because most of us suffer through the educational system for one reason only, and that is to find employment. They do not receive nor accept any enrichment in character or development of morality from curriculum. So we have today an educational system pouring out individuals with particularly no contribution to make to the improvement of the society in which they belong. If a person majors in astrology, they can count more stars and measure the depths of a black hole, but still have no capacity for personal living. They cannot make success of family, home, or relationships in their personal life. In every branch of learning, it is the same. Education is a system of remembering what you have been told, and you better agree. To prepare you for a job where you must do what you're told. We are being told what to think and how to think in ways that does not benefit the individual. To redirect this, we must understand the levels of learning, which are knowledge, understanding, and wisdom. We must understand their differences. Knowledge begets understanding, understanding begets wisdom, and all three come from God. Knowledge must be sought in order to come to a better conclusion of what is true. And the acquisition of knowledge equips a person with facts, which are then used to deduce truths. Once facts and truths have been established, they must then be understood. For example, many people know that cars run on gas and have engines that require oils and different liquids. But very few understand how this collection of parts and liquids actually work. Or even further, who has the wisdom to utilize this understood knowledge to properly maintain or repair this car. It can be said that the scriptural Adam and Eve, having eaten of the fruit of the tree of knowledge, indeed gained knowledge. But we as children of these persons have yet to understand this knowledge that we have gained so long ago. After understanding has been gained, it is highly advantageous to gain wisdom. Wisdom being awareness of how to apply our understood knowledge. Many of us have known about credit cards and understand how they work, but still do not have the wisdom to use them all too well. So it is important for teachers and parents, when guiding a growing mind, to understand the fundamental concepts of knowledge, understanding, and wisdom. And to understand these differences and correlations in the levels of learning allows an instructor of any capacity to better embed the message in the budding mind. And then we have the basic skills for learning. In this modern society, in a child's mind, We tend to think of school as beginning with pre-K or Head Start or even kindergarten. This is true in some perspectives, but the fact is the first grade is in fact the first grade. This is when many begin learning subjects. But what is the purpose of these pre-classes? These pre-classes serve to teach the basic skills needed for learning, core competencies necessary to learn more knowledge and more complex skills. Simply put, it is instruction on how to be a student. In this fast-paced life, or this unbalanced educational system, many students are pushed forward to keep up with their learning track or their age group, but still have not yet mastered these basic skills of how to be a student, thus falling further behind, never being able to learn because they never got the basic skills. Many students of various ages struggle in school and in their environments due to the lack of core skills. Many educators struggle with teaching advanced skills because their students have not mastered the basic core skills. And these core skills are respect for God or higher power, respect for the role of a parent, teacher, or elder, the ability to listen and pay attention, the knowledge of basic rules, the ability to control oneself, the ability to stay focused on a task for an instructed time, and the ability to communicate what's on one's mind. Once these skills are mastered, then a child can move along to more serious academic instruction. Once serious instruction starts, reading is fundamental. So, academic focus for early learners should be solely reading. Reading should be taught until the student is fluent in reading aloud and can explain and express their thoughts on what they've read. An instructor can introduce many other subjects during these reading lessons and practice, but it should be only as an introduction. After reading is mastered on this fundamental level, the child can move on to history, geography, science, and later mathematics. When mathematics is taught, it should be the sole academic focus. The Almighty is not separate from any of the mentioned subjects and is taught as the source of all knowledge. Any instruction absent from the inclusion of God is to be corrected. The goal of all study is mastery of the current thing being taught. Mastery coordinated by parents, instructors, and community. The academic skills, once mastered, lead into career and trade skills, living skills, knowledge of the ways of society, credit and debt, buying and owning, renting, and all things of that nature. Children today are being forced to go out into a world that they know nothing about and to make choices about things they barely understand. The youth should be taught that they will be approached with the worldly ways or counterproductive ways and how to avoid them. In this evolving culture, basic gardening and farming skills are to be included or introduced. The basics of how to live as a human being in tune with earth, the human way.
We must learn the human way.